Hello all. I received basically a phone call yesterday, and apparently it was my psychiatry, evaluation. But they told me 9 months on the phone, and they kept on saying it would be 9 months. Now, I could be anywhere in 9 months, and I felt it was ridiculous, so I changed doctors. Now, there's people who I know who aren't half as bad as me. They've got, problems, but they're not half as bad as me, And they simply do the worries me act, and I need some tablets, doctor, and all this business. And they get all the help in the world. Now, all I asked for was a counsellor to help me through a bit of rough times with my girlfriend, because she's obviously up and down, mood swings, being pregnant and everything else. And they couldn't even do that. I said I didn't need any help for AS. I know there's no help for AS. There's antidepressants you can take. You can take a lot of stuff. But I know there's no help for AS. Unless they drug you up or whatever, which is something I don't want. I'm trying to do the natural approach. You see, in the past, if you was a worries me person and you didn't help yourself, nobody would help you. But it seems these days, if you're a worries me person, you get the help, and people that actually try and help themselves don't get the help. All my life, I've tried to put my best foot forward. All my life, I've tried to get the help. I can remember in my old place, the place was being smashed in by these yobbos, right, who smashed the intercom system. They smashed the door adjoining to, basically the apartment block, and it was a real rough place thanks to them. It was so rough that I wouldn't have anybody visit there. I was embarrassed, and I certainly wouldn't have my parents visit there. And I went to the council, and all the council could offer us was bed and breakfast, right? Now there was plenty of places they could have put us, but they put asylum seekers there. I've got nothing against them, because asylum seekers, like I say, they come into this country and they're offered places and they're offered help, and you're going to take it, aren't you? It's the government's fault. It's not asylum seekers' fault. If you're offered a place in, say, another country, and you get decent, roof over your head and everything else when you come from a mud hut, basically, you're going to take it. So I've got no problem with them. But what I noticed was that the asylum seekers got a lot of help done, whereas we were still struggling. It was me that got this place. I rang up on the off chance. I asked my landlord if they had any places available. And they said, yes, we do. We've got this flat available. But you've got to put a deposit down if you want to look at it, because they're going fast. They're going like hotcakes. And I got down here, and it was money that we could ill afford, but we spent about £80, about $160 to put the deposit down, so nobody else could take it from us. And immediately he made a decision on the day, and I said yes. And it was all done and dusted. It was not the council that got us a place. If it had been up to the council, we'd have been waiting another 3 years to get a place. And I'm not on about a house, I'm on about a flipping apartment block. So this is what you get in the Midlands. You get nothing. Now, I've changed my doctors. I know it's not the doctor's fault, but I've changed my doctor. And maybe this one would be better, maybe not. But I was disgusted at the fact that I poured my heart out to this person who I thought was a qualified counsellor or whatever. And it turned out they were just an assessor to fob me off again onto a waiting list. And finally, when I did feel I was getting somewhere, they told me 9 months. Now, it's always the way. I flipping well change doctors, and what happens? My call-up thing happens, doesn't it? Where I can go in to see a doctor, but now I've got to start the process all over again. Now, they promised, because of AS and because of me being fobbed off in the past, that I would see someone this time pretty quickly. That hasn't happened. The big problem between people like me and other people on the spectrum that are high up on the spectrum is that we don't come over as if we got a problem. We don't come over as if we're a bit slow. We don't come over like that at all. And because of that, the doctors don't take us seriously or want to help. Now, I believe that if I'd have said I was worries me and wanted to take tablets and that, I'd have got loads of help. But because all I wanted was a counsellor, which in essence is just a mentor, someone to talk to. I don't want to talk to my mum about things sometimes because it stresses her out. She shouldn't have to put up with me going on and on about my life and things that are going wrong with Magni or things that are going wrong in general all the time. It makes her worry. Whereas a counsellor can take it on board, but they're not flipping close to you, so they can, deal with it a lot better. So, scale of 1 to 10 of the Midlands care, I'd say I'll give it 2 out of 10. The attitude stinks. From the reception up to the actual person that sees you, it is crap. People don't take AS seriously in the Midlands. There are places in the Midlands that say they help AS people, but it turns out they're just there for the money. And I'm not going to mention what they are, but what they do is they get so many volunteers and then they pay a short amount of staff. And they're crap. There is no real psychiatric support when it comes to AS. They talk it. They say, oh yes, we've got all these places where you can go if you've got AS or you've got autism or whatever. But there's no places. No places. But it appears to me that if you're a worries me type person, if you're a person that goes in there going, oh God, I'm going to end it, I'm going to do this, that and the other, I can't cope with life, and oh, give me some tablets, you get everything. But I'm not that kind of person. I like to think, I want to get into work soon. I want to progress. I want to get my IT qualifications up to date. I want to do this, that and the other. And they don't want those kind of people. All I wanted was about 10 sessions, 7 to 10 sessions of a counsellor to point me in the right direction so that I could save my relationship. Well, I've done that anyway now. Magni and I communicate a lot more. We've got it sorted. But it could have gone the other way and we could have split up, thanks to, or no thanks to, the so-called medical system in the Midlands. When I had agoraphobia, they said, if you can't get down to us, we're going to take you off the books. Agoraphobia means you can't leave the house. But, that's the sort of crap you get. They're rubbish. And the Daily Mail have been doing a big thing on autism and how people are treated with it, and they're disgusted. And it's about time we are treated about as bad as third-class citizens. I wouldn't even say second-class citizens. Third-class citizens. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think it's fair. And I think that the government should bring in laws, that anti-discriminatory laws, really, that give us the same rights as people who are pretty well disabled, because they still don't see AS as a disability, but I think it is in a way. Because it stops you from doing certain things. It doesn't stop you from putting the kettle on. It doesn't stop you from doing that. And it doesn't stop you from cooking a meal. And it doesn't stop you from doing your own washing and ironing. I don't believe this bullshit. This crap that you hear all the time. That AS people can't do this and the other. Only the severe people can't. People like me, sort of mild on the AS spectrum, they can at least fend for themselves. So, that's my rant for today. Take care. Bye.